What up, YouTube? Today we're gonna react to, the case with David. We're gonna react to poetic Flacco, what they found in David phone, horrified everyone in the courtroom. So apparently, after they find her body, whatever, in pieces. So they went through the Fed went through his phones where they find a couple of evidence. So this is why he's in prison, why he's in jail right now for the murder case. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow, hit the like button, everybody. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe.
Prosecutors revealed they found in David's phone at his court date today made everybody in the room stomach turn. It was horrifying. This degenerate freak really murdered that little girl and thought he was never gonna get caught. He thought he committed the perfect crime. He thought, there's no evidence. He cleaned up his tracks good enough. He thought they was never gonna find out. He was never gonna get arrested, and that's evident by how he was moving. Celeste was murdered according to officials back in April of 2025. I think she was murdered much longer before then, but if we're going with the official timeline, she was murdered back in April. She wasn't discovered dead until September. He had about 6 months to clean up his tracks, and he thought he did a good enough job. He wasn't officially charged with anything until April of 2026. That means that's the entire year since he murdered Celeste. Now, he knew he was under investigation since September. That means he knew he was under investigation for about 6 months.
Oh, look at his nails, though. No disrespect. No disrespect to a community. Who is he like? What are he like? That's what I want to know. Like, look at his nails.
But, his arrogance didn't really allow him to think that he was going to get caught, because when he was eventually arrested, this dude has so much evidence on his phone, not of what he did to Celeste, but of other things that you would think that if somebody knew or had expectation they was going to get arrested for something this horrific and knew their phone was going to be a pivotal part of this investigation, that they would at least clean up their phone. But this dude was so arrogant and so cocky, he didn't even bother to even touch or erase his phone or erase illegal things from his phone.
So, a hearing just wrapped up for singer David in his first-degree murder case.
The prosecution revealed details about disturbing digital evidence. Let's get to CBS LA's Rick Montanez with what we learned in court today. Rick, what are you hearing?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
Amy, Chris, the hearing just wrapped up within the half hour here, and cameras were not allowed in court, but I can tell you that the defendant, David Burke, was in court today in shackles and wearing that orange jumpsuit. The biggest new piece of evidence revealed, prosecutors say a significant amount of child found on Burke's cell phone. We also want to point out that this all happens one day after the medical examiner's report became public. That is the report on the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The report says, or I should say the family of Rivas Hernandez is out.
Is this me or she looks so young? Is this me or she like, how old is she? And I wasn't like tuned in when the whole case going on. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm just reacted to poetic on YouTube, man. But she looks young though.
The report says, or I should say the family of Rivas Hernandez is absolutely devastated to learn the gruesome details contained in that write-up. That's according to a family statement. So this report says the 14-year-old girl died of sharp force trauma, but the autopsy was difficult because of the severe decomposition of her dismembered body when it was found in the singer's abandoned Tesla last September.
So this is this pollen is killing me. This is the murderer. This is crazy, bro. The world is coming to the end, bro.
September. Officials say she died 5 months earlier in April of last year. Burke, the suspect known by his stage name David, was arrested last Thursday. On Monday, he pled not guilty to
I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm not living in this world, but so many people like all these who celebrity die. I don't even know, bro. Like I'm finding out about these people when something happened to them or they die or something they did or they're on drugs or they going through it, and then the TMZ start posting stuff. That's why I don't even know the guy. I don't even know this guy right here. Like literally, I don't even know who he is. I don't know what kind of music is this. Is it like soft music or whatever, like rock music, whatever, hip hop or Latino or whatever, merengue or you know, or techno, whatever. What kind of music this guy like? So I guess I got to do my homework about him though.
Capital murder charges. We spoke with a former federal prosecutor just a short time ago here on CBS LA Mornings about this new evidence revealed in today's hearing and the fact that David's phone, according to prosecutors, contains child.
And obviously, we don't know if it's Celeste Rivas's images and videos or something else, but that is a significant offense. Obviously, it helps prosecutors prove the sex crimes, the lewd and lascivious, Penal Code Section 288, but it's also a separate crime in and of itself. And it's certainly the possibility that the feds even step into this case because they typically will prosecute these types of child cases.
They described it as a phone full of child porn. Now, am I surprised that this weirdo who's currently on trial for engaging in inappropriate activities with a 14-year-old girl and then murdering her because she was going to reveal it to the world?
Oh, bro, she was 14 years old, bro. I know she was a baby, bro. And the thing about it, like, before I let him talk, bro, the thing about it, like, bro, I was just saying that, like, probably like a couple of weeks ago to my friend. I was telling him, like, you got to be careful with them girls nowadays because nowadays, bro, them girls, they'll be like 14, 15, bro. They grow up so fast. And then I'm talking about, like, they grow up, like, physically, they grow fast. But you don't know if, like, you gotta be careful. But, bro, like, if you in the 30s, bro, you in the 40s, bro, you dating, like, 20, 25, 20, 22, 25-year-old girl, bro, that's not okay, bro. If you're in the 40s, bro, 30, you know, 30, 31. I'm talking about like 29, 31. Because, bro, like, how you 40 and you dating a 21-year-old girl? Like, what are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, some people are sick in the head, bro. Like, she's 14, she's a baby, bro. She's not even, like, she can't even drive yet. Can she?
Am I shocked that that person has a phone full of child porn, have gigabytes of child porn? I'm not surprised at all, not one bit. Right? Not one bit. I feel like what's even more surprising is that it wasn't deleted or it wasn't gone. He really thought he was safe. Like,
no, but the thing about it, even though he tried to delete it and the Fed will find it out, though. That's why people don't understand. The Fed was so smart, bro. They can literally control your TV, turn it on, turn it back off. You know, in your phone. They control everything. Anything messages you see sending, bro, they can see everything. Even you delete it, they can still see it. Literally, they can see everything you say and everything you did. Like, you gotta understand, like, y'all not smarter than the Fed. You guys not smarter than the Fed.
He thought they was never coming for him. There's no evidence more clear that he thought he was never gonna get caught and he was Teflon Don than his neighbors complaining that he was doing too much partying. And this was happening during the investigation. Like, Celeste's body was found. They went to a grand jury. They was like interviewing people, trying to get a murder charge on him. And he was at his hideout home in the Hollywood Hills partying and having a good old time while they investigating this little girl's murder.
Then today, NBC4 Investigates obtained surveillance video that appears to show the defense attorney near the police scene minutes later. This afternoon, Blair Burke returned to the home where police arrested the singer and made no comments as she left.
The DA?
One neighbor actually told me that he's relieved that there was an arrest because he said that there have often been parties at this home. I asked if he's heard parties here recently. He said it's an ongoing.
With no remorse, bro. Like after whatever happened and you went to party and do whatever you want to do. It's like you don't have no heart, bro. Their heart is just like buried, you know? Like
problem. Either way, on Monday, we're expected to get our first look at David as he's expected in court in person in downtown Los Angeles.
I'm more interested in knowing who the clout whores and monsters were that were still hanging out and partying with this dude, because he can't party with himself. If there were parties, there were other people there. Who were the people that were still comfortable partying with this dude, knowing like he was under investigation for what he did to Celeste? Like, even if you want to say, hey, man, I didn't know that he actually murdered her. I thought it was all lies. But you knew he was still having relations with this little girl. And you were still comfortable partying. The only people who I see really comfortable partying with someone like David are people who believe they are like David, or people who have similar interests or secrets like David. Which is why I believe, man, even if we can't prove that anybody at that party actually did something, man, they need to be under investigation. Like, they need to be put on a registry, man. David friends. We need to know who his friends were so people can stay away from him, bro. Because it's not like they was partying with him before her body got discovered. No, right? These were parties that started happening after David came back to LA after going to Texas briefly to hide out. This was in the middle of the investigation. There needs to be a list of names that are part of David's entourage and his network of people, because I'm not buying David is doing all these things alone. The same way they try to get us to buy that he murdered Celeste by himself, that Celeste came over to his house on, I think, April 23rd or 24th, and he murdered her, and then she was never to be seen again, and he's the one who did all of this by himself. I'm not buying that, bruh. Especially after I seen the autopsy report and found out exactly what happened. I don't think David was able to do this himself, then hop on a plane the next day to go and party and have an album rollout and start his tour, and nobody was there to help him either hide his body, chop up this body, dismember this body, and hide it for him. I don't think David, who was on an active tour, was actively hiding and moving Celeste's body all across Los Angeles County, bruh.
Just received the autopsy report from the medical examiner in Celeste Rivas's death, for which David is now charged with her murder. And there are some interesting things, and we talked about this before, that we knew that the coroner had ruled this, the medical examiner ruled this a homicide, but we didn't know the cause of death. And the DA said they were stabbed, there was some kind of sharp
instrument was used.
Now we know, and what they're saying is there were 2 wounds in particular.
It's a cannibal, bro. Like, literally, like, we're living in a cannibal world. Like, people literally just eat people. I think I sent a video probably one like online, and I saw a dude who was walking in the park, and then he saw a lady or a baby, and he just bit her face as well. Like, literally, bro, like, this is the world we live in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really go crazy. People are crazy, bro. Like, people don't understand, bro. People are crazy.
And that they believe, and they use the word may, and the word may is going to be really important, which we'll talk about, that they may be penetrating wounds, which would not be wounds
to
dismember a body.
Right, yeah, because of where they are, they believe, is, I think, the main, and also
and the way they describe it is they describe 2 penetrating wounds, one on the abdomen and one on the chest, and they describe them as, they tell you the depth and the length of these, and they say they have smooth edges. Indication seems to me that some sort of knife was plunged into her, and it left smooth edges.
The key is the length of the wounds. One is 3/4 of an inch, one is 9/16. So this size wound as the penetrative wound. These are
which
not,
is an indication of the length of the blade.
And also a blade that could not dismember a body, right? This would not be the same instrument used to dismember the body.
Now, the body was dismembered. They describe all that in detail, but those types of cuts to take the body apart would be different than knife cuts.
Does the report say anything about the dismemberment or what they believe was used?
They don't say what was used.
No, it does describe it in a lot of detail.
But it's gruesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what your religion is, but this case is proof that some of us didn't come from heaven. Now, we gotta give that up, man. I don't think God had created all of us, man. I think the devil had a hand in some of us being created. Because anybody who is capable of this, truly imagine what just happened here. Stabbed up first off, to take somebody's life by a knife, you gotta have some level of like psychoness in you, bruh. To take somebody's life with a knife is quite possibly one of the most personal things you could ever do. It's traumatic. It's not easy. You are feeling their life leave their body with each and every stab. He still will be a disturbed human being if he would have did it by shooting her or, I don't know, drugging her. But to do it with a knife and to feel that person's soul leave their...
But the thing about it, she's a little girl. She can't even fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she could fight back, like, she put up a fight, but she couldn't even fight back. So this is, bro. That story is sad, bro. And then like when you do stuff like that, her parent, bro, her parent gonna be crying and in pain, bro, for the rest of their life. They're never gonna forget that. They brothers and sisters, they're never gonna forget that, bro.
But it does something to the average person, bro. The fact that this dude was able to hop on a plane, go ahead and party, have a good old time laughing, great poker face as if nothing happened the day before, then come back and hop on tour and have a tour, and he's playing with coffins at like his like tour dates, playing with blood-filled shirts at his tour dates, singing songs like Romantic Homicide that essentially describes what happened, but the music was filmed before. The fact that his mentor was able to handle all of this tells me this is not a normal human being. This is somebody who we truly have to acknowledge in the likes of like Ted Bundy. Because when you see him interact with other people, rather it's on stream or during these interviews, he's soft-spoken, he's charming, has a bright smile. We truly have to start considering, yo, David might be like Ted Bundy. And if he was able to do this so easily, if he was able to conceal this little girl's death for so long, imagine who else he did it to. If y'all think that, after hearing what you're about to hear, of limbs being missing, fingers being cut off, if you think that Celeste is his only body, I think y'all are.
One thing I want to tell you, bro, if you watch the video, I will be posting one of the content because I'm from Haiti, and certain thing that like y'all know, like when it comes to voodoo in Haiti, the culture we had in Haiti. So one thing like I'd like to say, I will be posting a video is my experience when growing up, and because I was born and raised in Haiti, went to kindergarten, elementary school, high school, and a few years of college before I moved to America. So I will speak about it and let you guys know like how the voodoo cultures in Haiti is, like what it is. Like what he's trying to say he don't know is sacrifices. Like that's why like some celebrities, bro, they literally go to Africa or Haiti to make sacrifices, and the sacrifices is they're selling their soul so they can get rich, they can get famous, more famous, and the fame, and the devil will give you the fame because sometimes they might give it to you for 5 years or 10 years, give you money so you can be be famous, more famous. This is what people don't understand. Sometimes you see somebody famous and then for a couple of years, and after that you see start doing drugs, you start going down. That's what the devil does to the devil. The devil doesn't give you a present permanent. Only God can do that to you, for you. So, and then all these pieces you see when he cut her and all that, this is all sacrifices he made with her. Y'all don't understand, but that's what it is. That's what it is, bro.
Out of your mind.
And so there's a word that's used, may, that it may have been caused by this. The defense is going to jump on that.
Oh, they'll definitely.
Because they're not saying it's conclusive, and it aligns with what we've been hearing, which is they were having a really hard time determining how she died.
Well, look at the passage of time.
As recently as February.
Yeah. The passage of time to determine this is it's many, many months.
There's also, and it's conflicting, and we still can't quite figure it out, but there are references to finding presumptive positive indications that she had both meth and MDMA in her system.
Although additional screenings showed that to be not detected, but the initial screen said presumptively.
It seems like there were two tests taken, two tox screens. The initial one detected MDMA and methamphetamine. Subsequently, they did a confirmation test, and it was unclear whether there was MDMA, but methamphetamine, but no sign of MDMA at that second confirmation test.
I mean, ultimately, is that going to matter when you get to trial, like whether or not she was
probably
on any drugs?
Well, they may argue. They may argue it was an overdose. I don't know what they're going to argue, but they'll latch onto what they can.
That's true.
Yeah. But look, I covered the O.J. Simpson case. The coroner was on the stand for 8 days in that case. So this is going to be the centerpiece of the case because, what the DA is saying is we have evidence she threatened David that she would expose their relationship, probably in a text. That's the way they make it seem. And that she goes to David's house on April 23rd, 2025, never to be seen again.
Right.
So now the question, what happened? So the prosecutor is going to say he stabbed her to death. And here are these 2 wounds. And then you're going to have the defense coming out and saying, look, number one, you didn't say conclusively, you're saying may. And this is a reasonable doubt case.
The medical examiner also released their reports. And I'll be real, bruh. Yo, seeing this, man, I don't see how anything other than a death penalty is appropriate here, bruh. So they confirmed two things. She was missing both arms above the elbows and both legs above the knees. Now, underneath the body bag was a black trash bag that contained the descendants' apparent compiled bilateral arms and legs. They appear to have been dismembered into several fragments. The descendant was in an advanced state of decomposition demonstrated by foul odor, discoloration, liquefaction. Notice approximately 1 inch linear defect on her abdomen and circular defect on her left flank. Now, the left ring and pinky fingers appear to have been mutilated. So this dude probably kept this as a trophy, man. What a weirdo. And I did not locate them during my scene examination, so they're missing, they're gone. She has a tattoo that reads "shh" on the side of her right index finger. I did not observe any discernible scars or tattoo. I don't even want to know what that weirdo and sicko is doing with those fingers, but his next court date is in like a week or two, so we're gonna keep on covering this. Let me know in the comment section, what are you guys' thoughts, man? Why?
I told y'all, man, this is what it is, man. It's the fame. It's the fame, bro. That's how the fame work. People don't understand, and there's certain things that's going on in the world you don't understand. When you see somebody famous, you be like, oh my gosh, I want to live his lifestyle. No, bro, you don't know what he did, bro. You don't know what kind of sacrifices he did. So that's why you not understand. And that's why, like me, bro, I just want to live a simple life with God on my side. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be like famous for like, I don't want to live fast life. That's what it is, fast life. You know, this is crazy though. And I just, if he did it, I just hope she get justice, her family get justice, because this is not fair, bro. You know, this is not fair, bro. You take away somebody's life. You don't have the right to kill nobody. Innocent people. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the notification button for more content. Make sure you leave me a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe.